Hey guys, Eric Cogorno here with Performance Golf. In today's video, I'm gonna show you a drill that I did with a recent student of mine who literally gained 20 yards on his irons immediately after doing this. It's a 3-step drill designed to get you to hit your irons farther. Now, the student that I had that came in, this might be like you, and I see this a lot. My student had a lot of speed at the golf ball, right? So in the early part of the downswing, he got rid of all of his speed early, a lot of attention at the golf ball, and then he did this sort of like fake follow through, right? It was almost a lot of speed early and then kind of tried to make it look good at the end. And he was hitting his 9-iron, about 120 yards. I've got my 9-iron here as well. And we got his 9-iron going like up to 140 by changing his focus from having his speed at the golf ball to having his speed through the ball to the finish, but very specifically how we did it was the key that I'm gonna show you. So 3-step drill, I'd like you to try this with me if you're watching, or save this video, try it later. Grab your 9-iron and take your normal setup position. Now, I want to, without making a backswing, feel what it feels like to put all the speed through the ball. Now, when I first had my student do this, I literally stepped in, put my foot behind his club and said, okay, go. And if you haven't done this before, it's kind of weird. You like almost don't know how to move through the ball without the backswing. But imagine you've got a wall or an object behind you, right? You could literally even have a ball there. And without making a backswing at all, I want you to try and swing as fast as you can from setup to finish. Now I'm gonna do that now. It's not gonna look very fast, okay? But I'm gonna try and swing as fast as I can. No backswing. Speed to the finish. So that's me trying to move the club to my finish position as fast as I possibly can. And I want you to do 3 of these to start. Now, why are we doing this in the beginning? It's to change your brain's focus from putting speed in the early part of the downswing at the ball to putting speed through the ball into your full finish. Okay, now once you do 2 or 3 of those, it's gonna feel a little bit rushed compared to normal. We go on to, we'll say, the second part of this drill. You take the club and now put it parallel to the ground during your backswing. Now in this phase, I want you to try and not have the hands go back at all. So you're gonna swing from a static position. And we're gonna try and accomplish the same thing we did in part 1, which is create as much speed as possible from this position to the finish with no more backswing than this. So right from here, speed through. And you're going for, should feel a little fast, should feel a little out of control, speed through. But the point of this and why this works is for me to create speed from a static position with no backswing, it forces me to recruit my big muscles, right? If you're a golfer like the player that I had, who during the downswing, he said, I feel like my feet are like stuck. He said, I feel like I'm like in cement, very static lower body. When I create speed from here with no more momentum, it forces me to use those big muscles. It forces me to use my feet and really work from the ground up. When we look at good players, maybe we'll put John Rahm on here as a good example. For the third part of the drill, they create the speed through the ball from the ground up with the lower body. How do we get ourselves to do that? Well, we remove all momentum in the beginning and force ourselves to create that speed through the ball. And again, notice every time I'm doing this, it's speed to a full finish, right? I'm not going here, speed, and then stopping on the way through, full finish. All right, guys, quick break from today's video. Look, if you want to make massive improvements with your game and actually get way better in 2025, you got to do something different than you've done before. And one of those things that I highly recommend is checking out these 2-day schools that my friends at Performance Golf are hosting. These are with the best coaches in the world, people you see me in videos with all the time, like Martin Chuck, Andrew Rice, Erika Larkin, many more of the top coaches at awesome places all around the United States. We're seeing great results with these schools because what we're able to do when we see you in person is really find and fix the main root issue. Most all of us have like 4 or 5 things wrong with our swing. You can't do them all at one time, but you can find and fix the main one thing, which we can do in person like that. We're able to make massive improvements. I'm talking like maybe 2 years of improvements in only 2 days. So if you're looking for something to really fast track your improvement, this could be the thing that could take you to the next level. We'll put a link in the description down below.
check that out, see if there's a spot available in a location that works for you.
Now here's the good part, part 3 of this, and this is where we start to add a little bit of separation in the motion. So part 1, no backswing, speed through. Part 2, parallel to the ground, try and have no momentum right through, speed. Now part 3, this is the best part, get the club parallel to the ground again. Now this time, instead of there not being any backswing motion, I want you to feel 2 things here. I want to separate the motion of the arms and hands from the motion of the body. In fact, I want them to be moving in opposite directions. What I mean by that is from this position, I want you to pull your hands up and back away from the golf ball. And as you pull them up and back, as right after I get started and they're starting to move up and back, I'm going to start pressing down into my lead foot. So you're going to notice what's going to happen here. I'm doing it slow. As the hands are working up and back, my body's going to start going forward. Let's show Jon Rahm in his normal swing. You can see in transition, he's got that little change of direction where the hands are actually still pulling up and back and the body's going down and forward. Now I'm exaggerating a little bit here for effect, but you can see Jon Rahm actually does that in his transition. He creates a lot of speed through the ball, right? He does not hit his iron short. He's got plenty of distance, and it's all about getting through the golf ball correctly. So from here, club's parallel to the ground. I'm gonna pull my hands up and back, and as they're going up and back, I'm gonna push forward. I'm still trying to swing as fast as I can on the way through. So pull them up, down and forward. Lots of speed. Here, pull them up, down and forward. One more, parallel to the ground, pull them up, down and forward. And now I'm gonna hit a ball. I've got my 9-iron, and my student, I had do that drill. He said, Eric, that feels out of control, dude, like very, very fast. I said, perfect, you're going too slow, okay? We have to add speed and over-exaggerate. When we put a ball down, you're not gonna swing that fast. So you kind of overdo it in practice so that when we actually hit the ball, we're gonna be faster than our normal. The intent is speed through the ball to where? To the full finish, right? Not at the golf ball. So I would do that same sort of drill here, pull them up and back and hit. And you can actually hit with this drill. You might not hit it perfectly solid, but just to get a feel for the speed, club's parallel to the ground, I'm gonna pull it up and back. And as I pull it up and back, I swing through. And I'm trying to get through the ball, right? I'm trying to get faster into the finish position. And so again, you might not hit the ball 1 or 2 perfect with this, but I like you getting right into the fire and feeling that, right? Even with the ball. We'll do one more practice. Pull the hands up and back. As they're going up and back, pressing down and forward, creating that separation. Speed to the full finish. So if I do it without the drill, I'm gonna hit a ball. I'm gonna feel like when I go back, as my hands are getting kind of chest high on the way back, as they keep pulling up and back, I'm gonna start pressing down into that lead foot. And I'm gonna feel like I'm using my arms, right, to get that club moving with speed to the finish. Hands up and back, down and forward with the, let's say, lower body. Speed into the finish. So notice my finish position. Fully turned towards the target, clubs behind my head, and I feel like I got speed all the way through there. Now, when you do that part, you should hit the ball pretty well right away. When you're hitting from a spot where you're like paused here, if you're not used to that, it's okay if you don't hit the first 1 or 2 good. But when you go into that normal swing, it should feel good right away. So one more time through it. Start with no backswing, speed to the finish. Now I'm gonna go parallel, no backswing, no momentum. Speed all the way through. Every time I'm swinging, I'm getting that full finish position. Now I'm gonna allow some momentum, hands up and back, body forward. Speed, there you hear that little whip sound. And I'm gonna take that same feel into my hip. I feel the hands working up and back. Once they get past my hip, kind of chest high, pull them up and back towards your trail shoulder. Press down into that lead foot as you do it. Feel the club working through impact to your finish with lots of speed. Hands up and back, body down and forward. And there's another one. Both those two I hit with that. Felt faster than normal. I hit them high and very straight and solid. And like my student, we were hitting on TrackMan, 20-yard gain. So if you want more distance and don't mind putting a little bit of work into it, focus on through the ball into the finish, not at the ball. Specifically train it those 3 ways where you prime your brain to put speed out there And then when you actually hit, before the end of your backswing, keep pulling those hands up and back, start pressing the opposite way with your body. So if you want to hit your irons like the pros, like that one, or 20 yards farther like my student, give these drills a try. They're going to really, really help you. If you found value out of this video, consider clicking that subscribe button, click that like button. That really helps us out. Leave a comment down below. Appreciate you guys watching.